right, guys? How you doing? As you can see, I'm here on the set of the Bet Victor Weekender, which I've just been on. Make sure you check it out. Link will be down in the descriptions of the videos. Subscribe and like the videos. But let's get on to more important things. We are here for our Chelsea versus Crystal Palace preview. Now, we all know this is going to be a difficult game. Maybe it's a chance for us to get revenge, draw second blood, never know. But it's a 1:30 kickoff on Sunday. So if we look at it, basically, if we just review the season, because it's the start of the new year. Yeah, start fresh, 2016. We've been awful. It's as simple as that. Shocking performances, lack of heart, just everything seems to be going wrong right now. And, you know, obviously with the arrival of Gus Hiddink, you know, maybe possibly that things could change. He's obviously brought Mikel back in, who started 16 of 22 games when he was first here, and he obviously really likes the guy. But, you know, it's difficult to see what can happen. Gus Hiddink has dropped 4 points in 2 games as Chelsea manager, and that's only one fewer than he did in 22 in 2009 when he took over. So it's always going to be difficult to see what's going to happen. I mean, there's lack of heart. There's the changing room seems to, obviously, maybe the morale's been boosted, but we don't know what's happened yet. But if we take a look at what could happen at Palace, Palace are a good side. There's no doubt in it. You know, they're pretty strong at the minute. Alan Pardew's a great manager for him. He obviously played for him, so he knows all about Crystal Palace. A very passionate manager, a future England manager, if you ask me. And the way he set them up against us at the Bridge was, you know, hitting us quickly on the counter or on a high-pressure game, dependent on the moment. And that paid off for them. They obviously hit us where it hurts, and we lost 2-1 in the end. It's difficult to contemplate what's going to happen. Obviously, we're at Selhurst Park, so that's going to make it a hell of a lot more difficult, because even though it's a tin pot of a stadium, I will be honest, they make a hell of a lot of noise in that ground, and it's always going to be difficult to see what the situation will be. However, guys, there is a massive glimmer of hope in the fact that Connor Wickham and possibly Balassi are out of the Chelsea game. Now, like I'm saying, they are a very, very attacking side. However, without the likes of Wickham, who has been on form, scoring goals, and Yannick Balassi, who, let's be honest, last season was their star performer, and this season has been their star performer, leading the line for them, you know, there is a chance that we can win this game. Obviously, I'm going into it with a very open mind. You know I'm a pessimist, but I'm going into this one with an open mind, you know, possibly a draw. Okay, I can't see us beating them. I'm not Eunice. I'm not going to say we're going to Muller them 3-0. Okay, I'm going to say maybe a 1-1 draw. I don't think it's going to be a very high-scoring game, considering they have basically their strike forces out. So they'll be probably fielding the likes of Shamak and Dwight Gale. And against Swansea in their last game, they only managed to get 2 shots. So yeah, that's going to. I think we might be able to cope with that, even with how shaky we are. You know, against Man United, we seemed a lot more solid, but on the wing, Ivanovic was just getting caught out. You know, I'm not a big fan. Right, don't get me wrong, Ivanovic, great servant of the club, has been for years, but this season he's been caught out. His legs are gone. We bought him as a centre-back, and right now he's playing as a right-back, and he's getting caught every time. Marshall just had him for breakfast, lunch and dinner. He got past him every single time. And this is always going to prove difficult for us to deal with, especially against teams with pace. Like, I think Bakary Sakho would be the winger to take on Ivanovic. Now, he's got pace. It's as simple as that. The guy can move. And that is going to be a big issue for us. So if we get caught on the counter, or Ivanovic is miles out of position, you're going to have probably Willian or someone covering for him in that position there. And, you know, even though they have pace, they haven't got exactly the tackling strengths that Ivanovic has. So they could quite easily get past. However, Diego scored 2 goals on Boxing Day, even though he was really stupid with that tackle. He scored 2 goals, so maybe his confidence is back. So if he can muster up a shot, maybe he can stay in position and start knocking the goals in, we can't moan. So you know, I think Diego could do well against the likes, even though they're in form. Scott Dan is an immense centre half. I know I'm talking a lot about Palace here, but that's because they're a scary opposition. You can't doubt anybody in the Premier League anymore. Put it this way. It's been a cycle. Anybody can beat anybody, and Palace have beaten us already. So we've got to look at this carefully, because they are a very, very good side. They're very, very solid. They're very, very good attacking, and you know, we've got to go into this game with an open mind, and we've got to be aware of what's going on. Personally, I think we have to completely change up what we're going to do. I think we've got to move away from the 4-2-3-1. I think we've established this in many of our streams. We've established this when we're talking about it. I don't think that's the right formation for us anymore. I think maybe a 4-3-3 or a 4-4-2. If we go with 2 strikers up top and we press them, they will be, you know, stifled. I think it may be a case we have to drop some players like Matic, who, you know, he was a train wreck against Manchester United, and he's not been that great all season. So I think we should drop him and maybe bring on Loftus-Cheek, who even though he was brought on for 30 seconds at Manchester United, not really long enough. I think he needs to start a game. He needs to get confidence. I would personally start, if I did, I would go 4-3-3, and I would go Courtois in goal, Aspilicueta, Terry, Zuma, Ivanovic. Okay, I'm going to start Ivanovic because Baba Rahman isn't ready. I know I said he should be starting, but I don't think he's quite ready yet. But he has to get games. But I don't think this is the right one for him. I'll go with 3 in midfield. I'll go with Ruben Loftus-Cheek. I'll go with Oscar, and I hate to say it, but I will go with Fabregas. We don't really have many options in that area. Maybe we could start Mikel, but I don't know. We to get that defensive solidity, maybe start Mikel, but creatively we don't have Oscar in that third, and we'd have a rampaging box-to-box midfielder in Ruben Loftus-Cheek, who I think should start. Our front three obviously is going to be difficult. I mean, Hazard, he picks up a niggle against Leicester, clearly. I know we said he was injured, but I genuinely do believe he is injured now, because against Watford towards the end he was just gone. He wasn't moving right. And against Man U the other day, he just doesn't seem to be in the game anymore. And I think it's a case of maybe he just does need a rest for him to come back stronger. Even though he likes to play, I do think he needs a rest. So I would start Willian, and I would start Pedro with Diego Costa as our front three. So I go 4-3-3. But now it's time for the final predictions. Now, it's a new year. I'm obviously going to take some of the meds that Eunice has been having. I mean, I've got to have a bit of optimism in me. So I'm going to go a 2-1 Chelsea win. They will score. They will catch us out with pace on the counter. But I think Diego will bang one in. And hell, I think Willian will score a free kick. That's what he's good at, isn't it? But anyway, that has been your prediction. That has been your preview for Chelsea versus Crystal Palace. Please like, comment, and subscribe to 100% Chelsea. All social media links are down in the description for Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and of course Snapchat, which we released a couple of months ago. But anyway, guys, I've been Louis. You've been the 100% Chelsea audience. Take care.
Stoke fans, what are the emotions going to be in that game, right? When Pulis parks the bus and plays all that long ball football against them, and they're now actually playing decent football. What are they going to start saying? Oh,